Happy birthday, Casual Magic. Happy birthday, Casual Magic. Happy birthday, my YouTube channel. Happy birthday, Casual Magic. Woo! 4 years. All right, first and foremost, I just want to, leftover cake. Excellent prop. I just want to say thanks for everyone to kind of sticking through with my channel for the past year. I know it's certainly been lackluster, especially since getting a new job. Not necessarily a completely different company, but more or less one of the, hey, we've had some people get shuffled around and we're combining your job with this other person's previous job. So good luck. That happened 3 years ago. So I originally started this channel to try and kind of have something positive to look forward to, because there's certainly a lot of negativity back then. And while trying to go through that, then work still allowed me a decent amount of free time to be able to come home during the occasional lunch, or maybe get the occasional late night to be able to record a video. But as you can see, especially this past year, it has just been absolutely insane. I can get videos done during the summer. I haven't been able to get back to editing the storage collection for quite a while. And a couple of upcoming videos, they were originally recorded in February, before the whole coronavirus lockdown. So for that, I'd like to apologize, but I'd like to say at least my schedule seems to have freed up a tiny bit, where now at least I get a couple hours a week to be able to actually work on this. So videos are coming, however small, whether they're possibly related to D&D, maybe, but I do have several things planned over the next few weeks, so I just want to get back into the habit of this again. I do miss this. I miss making videos, not only as a diary, but also to show off to you and see if you can kind of see, highs or lows from the errors of my ways, and perhaps you can learn something. So enough of the fourth birthday. I want to get to what was the last actual pre-release I did. Because again, I always like to pride myself on being current and topical. And what better way to be current and topical than to discuss the Throne of Eldraine pre-release, which was in September 2019. Not quite a year from when this got released, or from when this video was made. So the packs were somewhat lackluster, and to be honest, I'll just show you some of the cards that were passed over. So let's say we had things like Ironcrag Pyromancer, Yorvo, Lord of Garenbrig, Tuinvale Treefolk is a very pretty card. Murderous Rider, great, but just kind of a one-of and sort of a last-minute thing. Witch's Vengeance, Dance of the Manse, Sorcerer's Spyglass, Gilded Goose, would be great in a green food token deck. And then a few other ones. Robber the Rich, one other good one, but didn't bother to include it because it just didn't really work with this playstyle. And then a few of the other ones, and the other pre-release pack, Piper the Swarm, Charming Prince, Dance of the Mass, and a couple interesting uncommons. That being said, there were a ton of questionable cards, I would say, at the least. I'll show you the deck that worked first. That's at least giving you some hope. So as far as good ones, you have a Fervent Champion, a pair of those. At least this one was foil. Excellent to get out for the first turn, and then basically building this around a night deck, then this thing can get out of control. Weaselback Redcap, at least being able to pump it is good. One of these adventure cards, being able to destroy an artifact and then get a creature later. It's good to have a little bit of flexibility, similar with this to get it. This was nice just as a little pinger later on. That way you could have it out as a wall, and then little by one, or kind of whittle your opponents away 1 point at a time. Raging Redcap, just because it had double strike, yay. If you can equip it, fantastic. A 4/1 with haste, so, and then if you are doing at least 3 red mana on this, then that'll work. I also don't need my alarms to go off right now. Claim the Firstborn is a spell just to gain control of target creature. This one actually worked out really well because there was one game where it basically came down to this card where it's like, okay, well, can only do a certain amount of damage, but then this was one of the cards that was top decked, and it's like, oh, okay, great, we can gain control of that one last creature, and it's got equipment on it, but it doesn't matter because it's the creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. All the equipment on it, cool. You can't get it off of that creature at sorcery speed, so congratulations, we get to use this and win the day. A couple of Hushbringers, flying and lifelink, that's nice, and creatures entering the battlefield or dying don't cause abilities to trigger. Kind of a double-edged sword with this one, but it's a flyer that was helpful. Youthful Knight for first strike, more Knight filler, Unicorn to be able to create a Knight here, Harmonious Archon, so non-Archon creatures have base and power and toughness 3/3, so this would have been cool, and to be honest, I don't think this ever came out into play. Realm Cloak Giant. Oh, look at that. Beauty. The one time that I got this out as a creature, fantastic. That was kind of luck. Other than that, board wipe, yay. Then some armor to help out target knights, a Dwarven Mine, and then some mountains and plains. So that Knight-themed deck, that's the one that actually worked. So that was promising. However, as you saw from the unused rare cards, things didn't really pan out so well with the other one. Because you'll say, wow, that sure was a lot of rares you didn't bother to include there. Yeah, quite a few. And at this point, I think that Murderous Rider was probably in a prize pack, because otherwise I would have included it. So on the other side, just to try and get together something for any sort of removal or buff spells or card draw or anything, here we go, Dimir Blue Black. So we've got Overwhelmed Apprentice to try and just have a low-level creature. Wishful Merfolk. Lose a defender, becomes a human until end of turn, so at least you can attack with it, and it's a 3/2, yay. Corridor Monitor to be able to untap a creature, and hopefully being able to bounce this thing and untap things. Oh, maybe that'll work out. Not quite. Queen of Ice, this was good just to be able to lock stuff down, because there's the sorcery to tap a target creature and then not untapping during its next untap step. And then whenever this deals combat damage to a creature, tap that creature and it doesn't untap. So even if using this as a defender and something was able to attack, even if for some reason, I could block with this and it could actually survive, then congratulations, that other creature was locked down for a bit. So this helped kind of slow down the game in a desperate attempt to get the Knights to actually work. Tome Raider, it's a flyer and you draw a card, but it's still just a little 1/1 flyer. Steelgaze Griffin, cool. Again, with card draw, it gets +2/+0, so you can have a 4/4 flyer. That's great if you can get card draw. Gadwick the Wizen enters battlefield, draw X cards. That's cool. And this is another one that never saw play. Opt for card draw, run away together to bounce creatures. You didn't say please to counter. Stolen by the Fae to get a target creature with mana cost X back to its owner's hand, and then create X 1/1 fairy tokens, which I don't think that one ever saw play. Cauldron Familiar, even on Arena, this card is annoying, so I'm definitely glad that there are 2 of those. Lash of Thorns, just as a combat trick for +2/+1 and Death Touch. Bake into a Pie for some removal. Shiny. Ginger Brute, because it's hilarious, and at least it's a 1-drop. Witch's Cottage, and Swamps and Islands. So, if you've played Magic long enough, and I'd say, which one of these two decks would you rather play versus the other one? 99.9% of you are going to say this deck. This deck has any sort of bomb rare in it, whether it be the giant, it's got Fervent Champions and other low-cost creatures, it has good ramp, it has tribal synergy among knights. This deck works. This deck does not. This is terrible and basically the best I could do with the other remaining cards between me and my partner. And it was a struggle. It really came down to just a matter of slogging it out, the occasional combat trick, sometimes playing against more novice players and just being able to take advantage of perhaps their, I would say, mental mistakes or minor playing errors, where perhaps they didn't realize that we could block with the creature, let's say, and then their creature would be tapped, or you could block with the wall, somehow the wall could survive, and then still at the end of the turn ping them for 1 and then turn around and go back. One thing that's definitely lacking in all this stuff is any sort of burn spells, so really those trebuchets are kind of the only good way to ping them for any sort of regular damage. In the end, it was 2-2, so it was okay, all things considered. It in my opinion, it easily could have been 1-3. It probably could have been 0-4 with slightly worse card draw. This deck did not pull its weight. It was a slog, and to be honest, I'm glad that we got 2 wins out of it to even get that far. Now, that being said, so we got the wins. Yay! We got a prize pack each. Yay! So we had those, and we had the other prize packs, and I think that Defender Murderous Rider, that I think that was one of the other ones. But the main thing out of the prize packs that was awesome. So I had my prize pack and my partner's prize pack. So long term, it's actually kind of worked out pretty well. So my prize pack mythic was Embercleave, and my partner's prize pack, Brazen Borrower. So actually 2 good cards that still to this day do see a decent amount of play in various formats. And I'm actually more happy about that than the actual decks themselves that we got to play with, because that was a really, really tough pre-release. I've done some pre-releases before where all the cards work and you can just fly through and just get, game win after game win, and it's great, and sometimes you lose, but it's close, but you know that you're playing against a fairly equal opponent. This was just pain. Almost the whole way through. It just, this one worked. Yeah, bad. One other thing then, in some little bit of fortuitous shadowing around that same time, there was some other pack, and it's, again, it's been so completely long ago, I can't even remember when it was, but if around that time it was like, oh hey, Magic Mirror, it's another one of those little Disney ones. Well, that was kind of interesting from around that time, because that was a little bit of fortune telling, because if you saw in another Magic Fest video, I did later on get a Magic Mirror. I got a big Magic Mirror. Here you go. Upside down because I can't fit it. The Magic Mirror. So this is the one that's about 3 foot by 2 foot. It's like the giant Magic Fest card. It's got the weird back on it. It's not like a normal card. It's like the alternate version that you'll see on arena. I can't even fit the middle of the mana symbols. My camera's not high enough. I'll try and see if I can edit in a picture of this. But yeah, in the end, Throne of Eldraine turned out to be a pretty fun set, so I've got that. That's a little cool trophy hanging up on the wall, and this pre-release was, a slog. But I hope you enjoyed it. Again, thank you very, very much for hanging around for 4 years. I've got a whole series of videos coming up. One thing that I'll give you a little preview on, one of the things that's going to be interesting, if you remember, I've had my Yamanote series for a couple years, but oh no! Americans are the dirtiest people on the planet, and coronavirus kind of locked everything down this year, and international travel just didn't happen. So what will I do? You'll find out. Probably sometime in September. Worst case, you're going to find out in October, and then you'll see that set of videos, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be hilarious. If not from a technical aspect, then just from a one-time event aspect. So you have that to look forward to as well. Again, quick side note, if there's anything you'd like to see in this upcoming year, deck tech, I know, is something that some people have liked and continuously had some views on. If you want to see something like a deck tech of my Angus Mackenzie EDH deck of, I'm just going to play Solitaire for a while until nobody can do anything else, and then I'm going to continue to play Solitaire until we run out of time. If you would like to see that deck, I'm more than happy to do a deck tech on that. Just let me know in the comments. I'm curious, do you want to see that? Do you want me to see reviews of D&D books now that I have a mountain of them? Do you want to see me paint a miniature? Sure, I can do that. Just let me know. In the meantime, thanks again. And yeah, till next time, good luck.